Hello everyone, what's up ghouls and gals? My name's Senia and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a draw with me. So if you guys, want to draw along at home or just put it on for background noise, hey, whatever suits you best. So as you can see here, this is my OC, Black Delilah. And I'm just going to be doing pretty much, I guess like fan art or original art, whatever the hell you want to call it, of her pretty much in a, I guess like dramatic pose or scene or whatever. So yeah, I'm pretty much want to do a lot more with this character in the future. I definitely have a comic that I'm working on right now called Hitman Royale, and she's pretty much the main character. So anyway, why don't we just hop right into this and get started. Okay, so as you can see, I like to group all my stuff because I'm very organized like that, sort of. But yes, I'm a very, I guess, organized or well, I guess, kept person when it comes to my art. I don't like things all over the fucking place. But if you were to see my room, that would be a different story. Anyway, so I'm just pretty much setting up the, base colors. Maybe I'll do like a background as well. I don't know yet. We'll see. I don't even know if I'll finish this piece, honestly. But most likely not, because I'm on camera and I can't really get shit done when I'm on camera or filming per se. So I'll probably just like work on the skin or hair, since those are my favorite parts to render or draw or whatever. So yeah. Anyway, this is my first draw with me, so please bear with me. I know I sound kind of nasally or very, I guess slow, because I don't really have a script for this. I'm just winging it because I just like how naturally that sounds. I'm not really a fan of scripted videos. I just kind of like, natural, like, oh, here's a fuck up there, there's a fuck up there, kind of like videos. But that's just me. I don't know what you guys would think, but I just like non-scripted stuff. Ooh, actually, before I even shade, hello. Yeah, I need to actually do the line art. My bad. Okay. But yeah, as you can see, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you would definitely notice that I love, like that thick, cartoony line art kind of style. It's pretty much, you definitely see it more in like older, like Western style shows. But yeah, it just, for me, that kind of style makes the 2D character like pop more from the background. So I definitely do like it more than like the thin line art style that you would definitely see a lot more today. But yeah, that's just me. But do let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Which one's your favorite? The thin line art or the thick line art? Or maybe you like both. I don't know. We don't judge here on this channel, because I could care less, honestly. Oh yeah, and please ignore my notifications on Instagram. I usually don't have notifications on, but I need to know when I do get a comment rather than a like, because I like, communicating. I like branching out, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm definitely like trying to like balance out, whether I should like do commissions and like, freelance. I mean, not freelance, but comic work. So right now I'm just getting the hang of my characters. So I'm usually just drawing them in all different kinds of like, poses or sceneries and whatever before I actually draw them in the comic form. But yeah. Like I definitely do want to dive into more like comic work, because I do like doing comics, but right now, since I do need money, I'm mostly focusing on opening up for commissions. But if you guys, want to support me financially without, commissioning me, I do have a PayPal at me and a Ko-fi, but links for those will definitely be in the description. But I was definitely thinking of maybe like opening or launching a Patreon, but I don't know, like for the tiers, what will I, have? Because I was definitely thinking of like maybe like doing not safe for work, like kind of thing, where I can just post like, not safe for work stuff. I don't know. Because I do like drawing that as well. Like, I don't know why people may like look down upon artists that do not safe for work, but I don't think they do that anymore because, it's just like the norm now. But yeah, for me, not safe for work is like very like fun to do because there's so many dynamic poses you can do, and different gestures, or maybe even like different themes or whatever. But for me, I really mostly like it because it gives me a chance to just explore dynamic poses and with the anatomy. Like it's great for anatomy. So yeah, I definitely may open up a Patreon for Not Safe for Work, since I can't really post it, on Instagram or in the open. I mean, if you look back on some of my posts, yeah, I definitely do have, not safe for work stuff on there, but I know how Instagram and people can be, so I don't know if I should keep them on there or make more, but we shall see. I don't know what I want to do for not safe for work yet. But the only reason why I wanted to like open a Patreon, because it's like, it seems like mostly everybody has one, and it'll just be like more convenient than like, let's say like Ko-fi or PayPal at me. And plus, with Patreon, like you don't really have to, I guess like pay a lot. Well, it really depends on the tier, but yeah. Well, I mean, Ko-fi is the same way too. Like you don't really have to like pay a whole lot, but it really depends on the artist and what they pretty much decide to do for the tier or the amount of donations. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, about the whole Patreon thing. If you want to see like not safe for work art from me, or if you just want to support me, financially without having to like commission me, because like I understand, because right now, not everybody, has a stable income or the funds pretty much, to support their favorite artists, or to pretty much, you know, live day to day by their funds. It's just, everybody is just struggling right now. But yeah, I don't know if I said this before. I probably did, but I forgot. Oh well. But like I said before, or not, this is my first draw with me, so please bear with me. If I do go silent, it's usually because I'm trying to focus on a certain part of the piece and I'm trying to get it accurate. So, like I said, bear with me. But I'm sure you've watched other artists draw with me, and they're pretty much, have that one awkward moment of silence because they're trying to get shit done. But yeah, I only really decided to make like a YouTube literally because I have nothing else really to do. Like, I wanted to branch out and market myself. And it's like a perfect time to do that since everybody has nothing to do and they're mostly on YouTube or Instagram. So I'm just like, hey, why not, start a YouTube channel? Like, I've always wanted to start one before, but I would always like procrastinate because I thought editing was like this, I guess, like so tedious that it'll just be like so frustrating or irritating to me. But like, once I've actually have done it myself and I tried it, it's not that bad, honestly. I mean, it may get tedious to some if they're trying to like over edit, like they're trying to be funny, like it's for a skit or something. In that case, yes, I can definitely see the editing being very hated or very, tedious. So, but I try to just keep my videos like as natural, I guess, as possible, especially when it comes to like the draw with me's or like commentary or whatever, rants. But speed paints, I don't do that much editing because they're very, I guess, like easy to make. But you just gotta like cut out a bunch of shit. That's pretty much it. And adding the music is fairly easy as well. But I'm pretty sure you already know that. So, but yeah, what else to talk about? Oh, speaking about like, marketing your art or whatever, I found like what works for me mostly is like Instagram. I mean, I do have a DeviantArt, but with the whole like new Eclipse platform that they're like trying to launch right now, I don't know how I feel about that, because the new Eclipse is pretty much buggy, it's janky, it's getting rid of a lot of important features that, artists pretty much loved about DeviantArt. And I completely understand, because it's pretty much like an art station, but worse. ArtStation is really good, but it's mostly used for like concept art and like portfolio work rather than just like, community. Where DeviantArt is definitely more about the community rather than portfolio. Because I don't think any industry professional is going to go to DeviantArt to find, future employees or anything of that nature. So yeah, like I had an ArtStation before, but I deleted it because my work back then was just like, I absolutely hated it, and I just didn't think it was like, I guess, like worthy to be on that site. But now that I do have a better grasp of my style, I'll probably, reopen an ArtStation. Who knows though? But yeah, I found my most success, I guess you could say, is definitely from Instagram. I don't know about YouTube because I just started, but DeviantArt compared to Instagram, DeviantArt is just dead. I mean, Instagram is not really for artists anyway, so if even that I do have Instagram, even though that there's so many artists on Instagram, I feel like it's still a struggle just to get your name out there and noticed, because what I found out through experience is that Instagram pretty much likes like pretty cutesy, aesthetically a pleasing kind of like art, more so than like grunge or creepy or horror or like abstract kind of art. And I definitely notice this when I'm going scrolling down the homepage. It's just like mostly like cutesy, aesthetically pleasing, like anime, semi-realistic kind of art. And like I get it, because that kind of art is definitely more easily marketable, because you could show that to pretty much anyone and they'll like think, oh wow, look at that, like that's like really, I guess like cute, or like it's more like, hey, I can hang this up on my wall and people won't judge me for it, whereas if you would look at like, grunge or creepy abstract or horror or like just weird art in general, people would most likely not want that hung up on their wall, mainly for fact because it's definitely like, I guess like not in the norm. Like not everybody is going to like that kind of art. It is pretty much, it definitely has a big audience, but it's not as big as like the other kind of art. So it's still, pretty small compared to like, anime or semi-realistic, in that like cutesy, pretty fucking style. But yeah, like I'm not mad because I do understand. But I'm definitely more about like making like weird, unsettling art, because I just find more fun and enjoyment with that kind of art. But that's just me. But yeah, I did a poll on Instagram, and like most of you do like horror art, so I mean it's probably how you found me and started to follow me. But yeah, I like, I also like to experiment with my style, because I find that having one style can be very boring. That's why I do a lot of experiments with my style, because I just don't want it to just have one. I don't know, that just, it seems like boring to me. It's kind of like having just like one job throughout your whole life. It's like, that works for certain people, it does. Some people just don't mind it, but I just like to experiment and see what else I can, do or elaborate upon. So yeah, that's probably why if you were to go on like my Instagram, like my style would definitely be like kind of, I guess, like all over the place, especially back then. My older posts, yeah, they definitely had that. At least to me, I don't know about you guys, but like just recently I'm starting to like this like cartoony, like sharp kind of like style. Like see, like for the ears right here, it's kind of like very angular, it's very sharp. And like same with the edges here and here, they're very sharp. But I do like the blend in like different shapes, because like this will be sharp, but this will be like round, but it's still pointed. So it kind of, I guess, like has like harmony, I guess you could say. But yeah, I'm definitely trying to like branch out this year to really market myself. That's why I'm trying to like, do collaborations and commissions, because I'm trying to build up my audience. So if I, do want to do comics full time, I will have like a backup, just pretty much people to support me financially enough to make it a full-time job. Because right now, that's definitely a hell no. Because I I'm not really like that big. I do not have a big audience, but I'm definitely growing. I'm almost up to like 2K followers. And I know to like a lot of you that's not that big, especially compared to other artists. But for me, like that is like only because the more people that, follow me or come to me, the more possibility is to where they're going to financially support me enough to where I can have a stable income. And that's my biggest goal, is to have stable income with my art. So that's pretty much, why I'm really much all about marketing myself right now. I definitely have heard stories where it took artists like years just to like get, like 5K or 6K, or even just like, 50K or 100K or whatever. So yeah, it's definitely going to take time. And I'm well aware of that. But yeah, it's very frustrating when you see like artists with like, well, no offense, but mundane, like clearly, broken anatomy or proportions kind of style, I guess like with like thousands of followers, and then to see artists that actually know what the fuck they're doing with like only like 1,000 to 5,000. But it's very discouraging and it's very weird. But it'll definitely take time, because it's pretty much all about marketing yourself and networking. So that's probably why you see a lot of artists with like subpar styles make it big, even though their art definitely needs a lot of improvement, or some. But yeah, because I know I'm still trying to improve with my art as well, but I'm also trying to still keep it stylized enough to where people can recognize, oh, Senia drew that, So yeah, whenever I'm doing like anatomy practice, mostly in my sketchbook, I always try to like envision it in my style, but also keep in mind like how the muscles, or different angles, how it would look in real life? Like, how does it function? You know, it's like you don't have to go like full realistic with your anatomy and proportions, especially if you're a cartoonist, but the character just has to be like believable. You know, to the point where it's like, yeah, I can see where that can work, like, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm definitely, for my style, like, I'm definitely trying to like go for like a mixture between anime and like Western, cartoony style. Pretty much how I'm trying to go about that is by making the outline very Western. You know, it's like very thick, bordering, mostly in black. And also, you know, with the facial expressions. Because, like, I definitely do want to get this, like, you know, my comic Hitman Royale animated. So I'm trying to, like, make my facial expressions, like, as exaggerated as possible to give more dynamic to the character. So I definitely take inspiration from that, from also Western, you know, cartoons. But when it comes to anime, I mostly have that in the proportions. And yeah, I guess pretty much it. Well, I mean, my shading, the shading that I'm currently developing right now is more like semi-realistic. So I guess you could also, you know, combine that along with my style. But typically it's cell shading. But I'm definitely like diving into more like, you know, soft or like semi-realistic kind of shading, especially with the skin and maybe with the hair as well. But we'll see. But anyway, I'm gonna try to finish line arting this right now. So if I go silent for a long time, it's literally because I'm just trying to get shit done. But yeah, anyway, like, speaking of like, I guess anime in general, I mostly like am into like psychological thrillers. I mean, I used to be like, I guess like a shonen tard, pretty much somebody who just loves shonen, like even with all its flaws will still find it fucking amazing, even though it's most of the shows, especially modern shonen, are just garbage. But yeah, I'm not that person anymore. I'm definitely more into like, you know, like I said, psychological, you know, mental mind games. An anime that pretty much challenges me is what I'm pretty much, you know, into. It's just that it's very hard to find anime like that, especially nowadays when anime is mostly pandering and catering to the otakus. And this is why most anime is just literal, like, I guess, like, lolly, fan servicey, fetishy kind of nonsense right now. I mean, it sucks because, you know, as like an anime fan, or even just somebody who just watches anime, like, you know, it could be so much better. And the fact that, you know, they're not even really trying anymore, like, it sucks. But yeah, like, I love to have like debates about this stuff. So if anybody wants to, like, you know, I guess like debate or like talk about it with me, that's fine too. Like, I'm open to discussion. But I just think most modern anime is just annoying or just god awful. especially when it comes to like shonen shit. Like, Jesus fuck. I'm probably gonna get a lot of heat for this, but I'm sure a lot of people know this, at least on my followers. I don't really know though, but I just do not like My Hero Academia at all. Like, I can make like a whole separate rant video of why if you'd like, but it's pretty much, how should I say, like pretentious, because it's trying to like be like this serious show about heroism, but then it just like completely contradicts itself by showing like absolutely like goofy, stupid, anime trope kind of like scenes. And it's like, how am I supposed to take the show seriously when it's pretty much mostly a comedic show? I mean, the comedy is definitely dry and, pandering to the awkward, weird kid kind of comedy, especially since like the main character is, very, I guess, quote unquote awkward. But Deku is not really a character. He's mostly just like a self-insert. Like, meaning like he was literally only created just to get brownie points for the awkward, otakus, in real life, I guess. Which sucks because Deku could have been, a believable, enjoyable character. But he just comes off as like a hashtag relatable character. And to me, I really don't like characters like that, because it's like, you don't really learn anything new if the character is just like you. Like, if the character was like a complete opposite, you would actually get to learn from a different perspective of how, people like that in real life would be like. But unfortunately, we don't get that in My Hero at all. I don't know. I know there's some people who definitely, still love it, and that's fine. But it's just that when people love it like so much to the point where they just ignore the obvious flaws and stupidity of this series, it's really annoying. Especially when people are saying like it's like the next Naruto or Bleach or some stupid shit like that. It's like the king of shonen. It's like, no. It's like same with Black Clover. Black Clover is like dog shit too. Like, I'm sorry, but it is. Like, I'm not sorry. Like, people are praising it as like this like holy of holies, I guess shonen anime. And it's like, no, it's just absolute dog shit. It's just literally rehashing all the tropes and cliches you've seen in 100 fucking shonen before. It's like same with My Hero, but yet people are calling it like bold, brave, and refreshing or new, when it's fucking not. It only seems new and refreshing because Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball, Yu Yu Hakusho, Full Alchemist, all the older shonen literally ended like years ago, and they just need like the next big thing. And it's not even just the anime fans that need the next big thing. It's literally also Shonen Jump and Shueisha, because they're so desperate to find like the next Bleach or the next Naruto. And it's like absolutely fucking hilarious. And it's funny too, because it's like, I definitely do want like my comic to be turned into like an anime or just a fucking animated cartoon in general. But it's funny because like I used to want to get published, or serialized in Shonen Jump magazine. But like then I realized that they're a very, shitty fucking, publisher or company or whatever. Because it's like, all they want to accept is pretty much, pretty much shows that are like similar to like how Naruto or One Piece, well, One Piece is still going, but how Naruto and, Bleach and all of them were. God forbid we have a shonen that is actually like thinking outside the box or that is fucking different. But whenever we do get a shonen that is different, it gets like terminated like after one season, or maybe like after like a few chapters. And it's like, these are the reason why, because these are like the same stupid people that claim that they want something new and unique and refreshing, but then when something new and unique and refreshing does come out, they absolutely fucking hate it. And then they just resort back to like the tropes and cliches that have been done 100 times, because that's just what they've just grown up loving and watching. It's like, I get that, but like, if that's all you care about, then don't, complain about like, oh yeah, like, I really wish like this, market was, diverse, or, blah blah blah. We need something new and refreshing, when you don't even have an open mind to something new and refreshing. So yeah, I just can't really take, I guess, like the anime community seriously anymore, because it's just filled with hypocrites, honestly. Like, I don't mind people being straight up and honest and just being like, yeah, I'm perfectly fine with the cliched, bullshit of many shows. That's fine. But it's like to sit here and say, oh yeah, I like, I want something new and refreshing, when you really fucking don't. It's just hilarious to me. But yeah, it's probably why I'm slowly like, I guess, like outgrowing anime. Because I just don't find it like interesting anymore, if that makes sense. Like, I just don't. It doesn't really like fascinate me anymore like it used to. I mean, I don't like anime more than like Western cartoons. Like, I like both equally, but just recently I'm starting to just love Western cartoons a lot more than anime. But even then, I'm just mostly just watching like older, like, both Western and Japanese cartoons instead of the new, because I've just completely lost interest. Like, I do not care. Even if like a newer show was, really, I guess, like fascinating and great, I just wouldn't care, because I'm just turned off. Like, it sucks, but it's true. But yeah, like, especially with like, I guess, like with My Hero, I could definitely make like a whole fucking rant series about that show. Like, there's so many reasons why I do not like My Hero. And I'm like so baffled as to why it got so popular. I mean, for anybody with common sense, you know why. Because it literally came out the time when Marvel was like at its highest peak with their movies. And because their movies were superhero movies, that's all anybody ever fucking cared about. So it's literally the only fucking reason why My Hero, especially here in the West, like got so big and popular. And literally because it wasn't because of the story or the characters, it's literally just because it had superhero in the fucking title. Like, that's literally it. Like, trust me, it's like, if My Hero had nothing to do with superheroes, like, would you honestly still give a fuck about it? I mean, most likely not, but seriously though, it's like, would you honestly still give a shit about this show or series if it wasn't about like superheroes? Like, you can have like super powered individuals for sure, but you can also have that without having heroes involved. They would just be called, I guess, like superhumans or metahumans. But yeah. But I literally just think that My Hero literally only got famous literally just because it was pretty much like dick riding the Marvel superhero phase. And I just find that hilarious. I don't know if, Horikoshi or Shonen Jump or Shueisha, I don't know who planned that, or maybe it was just by complete coincidence. But yeah, Horikoshi got extremely fucking lucky that, it got, I guess, like aired or serialized around that time. Because, yeah, I don't think anybody would have gave a shit if it wasn't related to superheroes. And plus, at the time, the only superhero anime or manga was One Punch Man. And One Punch Man pretty much also, eased people into like anime superheroes and all that shit. But I just find it like funny because it's like One Punch Man, because it's definitely like, well, season 1 was definitely more like comedy based. That would have fit more tonally with My Hero, whereas with My Hero, especially now, it's just trying to be like very fucking serious, would have fit more with One Punch Man, if you get what I'm trying to say. But yeah, like My Hero suffers from like major tonal whiplash. Like in the beginning, it comes off like a fucking comedy. Therefore, you're expecting it to be nothing but, just laughs and, non-serious, like situations or events. But then like all of a sudden, especially like in the Stain arc, we're supposed to be like taking this world fucking seriously when it's just a hot mess. It's like literally after the Stain fight, nobody, especially the pro heroes, decided to really fucking do anything about it. Like, they didn't even bother to like, research like, hey, ever since Stain appeared, there's been a whole bunch of like villains, popping up. Like, maybe we should look into this. Like, maybe we should investigate if there are, armies of villains rising because of Stain or that are like Stain. But nope. Like, everybody just goes back to normal as if nothing of importance ever fucking happened. Like, the students did the same stupid thing, and the pro heroes and teachers, hell, even the stupid parents did the same stupid thing. And it's just fucking ridiculous. It's like, how am I supposed to take this show seriously if the show itself doesn't? Like, I don't compute, I guess. But yeah, it's like, especially with like the whole stupid bullying shit, it's like, in the beginning, we're supposed to like take it like as like this like serious fucking thing that's like affecting Deku. But it's like later on he's just like fucking over it because he's just like fanboys over, Bakugo, instead of, calling him out and being like, hey, where's my apology? Or hey, where's your punishment for like abusing me all my stupid fucking childhood? But no, it's just like Deku is just like, I guess, okay with it. Like he just shuns it off, and that's very, it's a very toxic, I guess, like message to, the viewers of that show. It's like, yeah, instead of getting justice from your abuser, just, ignore it. It'll solve itself. Because that's literally what happens in My Hero. Like, Deku just pretty much fucking ignores it, even though with a quirk, Bakugo is still, like, harassing him. And none of the teachers fucking do anything about it. Same with the students. Like, nobody calls Bakugo out for his dumb bullshit. And it's just fucking laughable and just ridiculous. Like, people always claim that, oh yeah, the characters are so believable and realistic. No, they're not. Like, I'm sorry, but they are not. They are just one-dimensional fucktards. Like, I know that's like very harsh, but I'm sorry, I don't see any appeal to any of these characters whatsoever. Like, people always claim that this show has like really attractive like best girls, but it's like, where though? Like, most of these fucking female characters are just side characters because they don't do jack shit. The only time where it seems like the female characters are like doing something of importance is literally only when your shit is pretty much handed to them. Like for an example, with like the Uraraka and like Bakugo fight, or even with Uraraka and the toga thing in the forest, it's like Horikoshi always has to dumb down the opposite opponent of his female characters just to make the female characters look badass by comparison. It's just absolutely fucking retarded. Ugh. Like, with the Uraraka and Bakugo fight, that was just half-assed. That was laughable at best. Because Horikoshi literally dumbed down Bakugo just to make Uraraka seem more like of a threat and somebody that's more intelligent, especially strategic-wise. And it's just absolutely fucking stupid. But yeah, I don't really even like Uraraka anyway. To me, she's just like a side character. She's not even like a character to me. She's just annoying. Her only existence in this series is literally just to be Deku's girlfriend or wife or something. That's literally it. People claim that she has character development, but she really fucking doesn't. The only thing that changes pretty much about her is like her fighting style, but that's not character development. Character development happens throughout your life. Like, it doesn't just stop when you've learned something new. Character development is mostly when it comes to your mental state or like your psychology, or maybe even ideology. It's definitely more mental rather than physical. So you don't just like see it happen in one arc. Like, no, that is always constantly changing and, developing up until the very end of the show or manga. But people confuse that or just don't know what character development is. But yeah, nothing mentally or, like psychologically changed with any of these characters throughout this stupid fucking series. The only thing that maybe changed is how they fight. But that's it. The world doesn't change because the world building is absolute non-existent. They always claim that, change is happening throughout the, the stupid show or manga, but we never see it, It's like, it's just like, we never see what is outside of Japan. We never see, like, people actually, like, struggling because of, maybe this, like, the government or because of their quirks or villains. We never see any of that. So how can the world of My Hero can be changing if we never see jack shit? The only thing we see is from the kids' perspective, and they're always in school. Like, it's boring as hell. Like, I'm sorry, but that is. It's like you could have made this series very unique, but unfortunately, you had to make the setting in a fucking school, which is like the most boring fucking place imaginable. Especially if you're like dealing with like superheroes. Like, really? A school? Like I said, I can go in for hours about like My Hero, but I would definitely need to like write like my thoughts down for that because I'm definitely like scatterbrained right now. But yeah, I just cannot deal with My Hero. But I'm definitely not alone on this because there's a lot of people that do not like the show nor the characters, if not both. Like, there's a lot of people that are like, yeah, like, I just do not like this series. And I'm really surprised because it's like, there's so many people that like suck this show's dick. So I'm pretty like surprised that, yeah, like, there's people like me out there that just absolutely do not understand why this show fucking exists or something. Because it's like, it just like feels like, oh wow, there's like people out there that are like me, Because I remember back when My Hero really popped off, when it was really booming and popular, any like person with legit criticism towards the show would just be deemed an automatic hater or just like a non-anime fan. But it's like, no, it's like even my favorite shows are not above criticism because nothing is. It's like, how is a show supposed to get better if nobody points out its flaws? And unfortunately, that fucking happens a lot with My Hero, especially, modern day shows in general, since everybody thinks they're like, anime of the stupid year or whatever. I mean, most of them really fucking aren't. But yeah. Oh yeah, and a lot of people say that, that with My Hero breaks the genre's mold. I'm pretty sure you've heard that fucking everywhere. Where it's like, oh yeah, Deku cried because he beats the stereotype of boys that don't cry. But it's like, if you look back throughout anime's history, hell, let alone shonen's history, literally every fucking male character or MC has cried before. So I don't know where people are coming up with that bullshit lie where it's like, oh yeah, you know, Deku's like the first male character to ever cry in a shonen. And it's like, no, he's not, but he wishes, you know. And it's like same with like people are saying that My Hero treats its female characters like with respect because they're pretty much not a Sakura. But it's like, no, throughout anime's history, there have been plenty of female characters that have gotten shit done, whether it be by help or on their own. You know, there's a lot of great female anime characters or manga characters out there. But the only reason why in My Hero people think it's like the greatest fucking shit ever is literally because they're only comparing them to Sakura. It's like if you are doing better than Sakura, then you're best girl of the fucking year or something. Like that's literally it. And people always claim that, you know, My Hero has like best girl material, but they literally have no personality or they're just extremely one-dimensional. I mean, let's be real. The only reason why people say best girl or best boy is not because of the character's ideology, psychology, mentality, or their actions. You know, shit that actually matters and what makes up a character. No. That shit flies out the fucking window when it comes to best boy or gal, you know, contest. The only thing that matters is how sexy they are or how cutesy they are. Or quirky because they're hashtag relatable. That's the only shit that matters. This is why the anime community is nothing but cringe. Because nobody wants a believable, hell, let alone realistic character. They just want a character that caters to them and their agenda or pretty much to their situation. And that's pretty much it. Like, it sucks, but it's true. And apparently, if you're like an edgy character, you also get brownie points because you're deemed like an automatic badass instead of somebody who either should be deemed like unsuitable for society or literally should be in a mental home right now. But no, you're just deemed as a badass if you're that kind of character, which fucking sucks, but whatever. But yeah, this is why, like, I'm definitely trying to, like, make my comic into an anime. So I can pretty much, you know, I guess, like, make believable characters. Or just, you know, make something that is just different. Definitely not original because nothing really is anymore. And that's fine. But I definitely would just want to, like, put my own spin on certain characters. Like, instead of making them, like, cliches and tropes, I will just, you know, make them, like, I guess, like, realistic. I mean, not so much realistic, but just, like, believable. It's like, yes, I can believe that that character would do or act this way. You know, instead of like making a character literally just based off of a trope or cliche. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, like, of pretty much modern day shonen or modern anime as a whole, or even just with My Hero. You know, because I know there's a lot of fan gals and boys out there for this show, That's fine. It's just that you need to realize that your show has flaws. Like, instead of saying that, oh my god, this show is absolutely flawless, like nothing could be wrong about this show. Like, you need to realize that your show does have flaws. And unfortunately, the flaws outweigh the positives. Therefore, the show sucks. And I would probably rank it like a 3 or 2 out of 10. Like, that's just my honest fucking opinion. Like I said, I could definitely like rant about this whole fucking series and probably like make a playlist out of it or something, because there's so much wrong with this show. But yeah, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate or slack for that in the comments below, but I do not care, because I felt this way about My Hero for a long long fucking time. And it's funny too, because like watching a lot of like critique videos, not just with like My Hero, but with it in general, has taught me to like look out for certain like, you know, bad, I guess, like elements within a movie or TV show. And because of that, I look at a lot of things with a different, you know, mindset or different perspective. And it's funny too, because when My Hero first came out, when I first saw My Hero, I didn't think it was batshit amazing. Hell no. But I thought it was just, harmless, just, yeah, it's an okay show. But like, actually like digging into its problems, it's it's an awful show, unfortunately. Like I said, I know I'm gonna get a lot of slack for that, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna like do the line art for this, and then maybe end this, because I have no clue. But we shall see. You know what's actually funny though? It's like, I was thinking for when it comes to comics, like making my own like little mini series, like called like alternative comics, where I like pretty much make like fan comics of shit I either don't like or do like, and just put my own spin on it. Because I started to do that with My Hero, but then like I had like something else in mind, so I never really like finished it. But I was definitely thinking of doing something like that. Like, just in general, not just with My Hero. But because I also recently just finished watching Yu Yu Hakusho, which I really do love, even though the ending was completely rushed and unfinished. But that's for a whole, lot of reasons. But yeah, I definitely like wanted to make like a little mini fan comic of it, just with my characters, added in, because I definitely wanted to like make my character Amber a part of that, little series. But I don't know yet. I definitely do not want to make money off of them, because technically fan art is illegal. But the reason why a lot of people are able to get away with it is because the companies don't want to come off as like dickheads and just be like, no, you can't draw our character, you know, because it's pretty much making them money in a way. So, yeah. But yeah, I definitely had this idea for the longest time. But because that could definitely be like an idea to get my name out there, because I guess like fan art is another way to like get noticed more. But you really just have to be like really, you know, really great with your craft in order to get noticed by fan art. And plus, you know, it's like same with like draw this in your style challenges. I mean, I find those kind of work more for me than fan art, because you know, at least like with draw this in your style challenges, the original creator can see your artwork and actually maybe like post it in a story or whatever, and pretty much get your name out there that way. But like I said, your art has to be like really good for that to work. Unfortunately. But you know, you just got to see what works for you, honestly. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, I definitely want to go somewhere like with this comic, because I know I was working on another one named Obsidian. It's definitely going to make that, you know, like I guess like superhuman or superhero based, but like then I thought about it, I'm just like, nah, I don't want to make it about superheroes. I'll save that idea for another comic called Tokyo's Rejects that I'm also willing, you know, to work on in the future. Well, we shall see. Yeah, because I'm definitely like working on character designs right now. For this comic. But I definitely like for Hitman Royale, I definitely wanted to like I don't know if I wanted to make it like story driven. I definitely wanted to make it more character driven. And what I mean by that is like I would make like a different story per volume. Like volume 1 will be all about, you know, Black Delilah right here. And then my second volume would be about, you know, probably like Michi, my other character. And, you know, the third volume will be about somebody else, you know, that kind of thing. Because I definitely do not want to, like, make it, you know, like an arc story kind of thing. Especially if this is, like, my first comic. I do not want to overwhelm myself. And I think that was the problem with Obsidian. And why I just wanted to start over with that one is because it was like story driven rather than character, but I just find like making like little short stories, especially about characters, more fun and enjoyable, for me at least, rather than just like elongated stories. And like, if I were to publish this like with any Japanese publishers, they would probably most likely prolong it as like long as possible just to milk it, and I do not want that. I definitely would just want my story to be like maybe like 10 to like 15 volumes long, but that's it, honestly. But yeah, as you can see here with my character Delilah, she's, I guess, like a humanoid arachnid. I don't know the technical term for that though, because I'm pretty sure there's like a mythology kind of like term or name for it. But her powers are definitely like arachna based or spider based or whatever. But like her, I actually based her off of the spider, the brown recluse. So that's pretty much where I got her color palette from, especially her skin and hair. But yeah, the reason why she's called like Black Delilah is not because she's black, no. It's literally just because she loves like, you know, like the gothic, dark themed kind of like, you know, whether it be like the clothes or the architecture. And she's pretty much known as like the Reaper, you know, because her weapon is a scythe, but when she's on the hunt, she's dressed in all black, and when she's making a kill, that's when people, you know, fully see her, or like, you know, get to see her true self. It's when she's in like her killer mode, and when she's dressed in all black. So yeah, that's where the name Black Delilah comes from, because I know there's like a lot of, you know, black characters that have black in the name. But yeah, that's why she has that name. But yeah, she's definitely like, she's like she comes off as like sweet or like flirtatious, sometimes even like motherly. She's very mature, but like behind closed doors, or whether she's on the job as a mercenary, that's when like her true, I guess, wicked, you know, devilish side comes out. So it's like, you know, on the surface, she's like, you know, very calm, you know, I guess like sometimes witty as well. But she's like, you know, sometimes she is very open-minded, or just very, you know, humorous. But yes, like when it's time to go to work, she pretty much changes her demeanor, her attitude, all of that. And that's pretty much what I like to make, like the contrast between her clothing is like her casual is definitely mostly like an off-white color, as you can see with some of the designs I did for her that I posted on Instagram. Most of her outfits were definitely like off-white, but her, I guess, like, you know, mercenary outfit was definitely just all black, because that's when she's, you know, Sorry about that. Had to burp. But anyway, that's when she's mostly like serious, you know, like deadpan, you know, I'm not gonna fool around. I'm gonna get, you know, my shit done, you know. So that's when she's pretty much in her deadly form or deadly attitude, whatever the hell you want to call it. But yeah, I'm definitely like working on like a spider form of her. Like she has like a spider body, like the lower half kind of thing. So yeah. But yeah, I have so many characters in mind for this series. It's like I love character design, but I just like I only imagine like the finished product in my head and I get excited. But then when I like have to design the character or their weapons or their powers, I just like, you know, I just like lose interest because it's like, oh shit, I have to design first before I can see the finished product in action, you know? It's like sometimes when I'm listening to music, I like imagine or like envision my characters in a certain fight scene or situation depending on the music, and I envision all this like amazing animation, you know, this like different fighting techniques and styles or different weapons in action, and it looks like incredible in my head. But then I realize like, oh shit, I actually have to like create this shit. So yeah, that's usually what happens, and that's probably why I just lose interest. So I'm just like, oh yeah, I have to make this first. But yeah, this is pretty much a glimpse, you know, of what I'm up to. Like I said, I'm mainly focusing on like commissions. I definitely just only want to do like bust or half body commissions. So I'm working on samples to display for you guys. But I'm also working on like character design concepts, that kind of shit as well. So yeah, it really depends on my mood on what the hell I want to draw first, because sometimes I just want to do nothing but character design, and other times I just want to do nothing but, you know, commission work or whatever. I'm just weird like that, I guess. But yeah, I am open for commissions. I do have it displayed on my Instagram in my bio, but I definitely want to make like a commission sheet before I make it, I guess, like public in my stories. Or I shouldn't say public, but official. So yeah, I'm definitely just mostly I'm just going to do like bust or half body commissions. So yeah, if you guys are definitely like, you know, interested in commissioning me, all you have to do is just email me or just DM me on Instagram, since that's where I'm mostly active. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna like end it here for now. I may do a part 2 of this, of a draw with me, either that or a speed paint, I don't know yet. But this is pretty much what I usually do when it comes to line art. I just make the lines as like as thick as possible, definitely for like the outline, but if I need to, you know, make it thinner, especially for like the inner details like these up here, that's usually what I do. It's like I make the outline thick, but the inner lines, you know, thinner. But yeah, that's, you know, pretty much it for now. Thank you for watching and tuning in and drawing with me. So until next time, I'm Shinya, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.